What happens to your body after 1,000 years? Get ready for a fascinating journey through the ages, where science reveals the surprising fate of the human body. So let's begin our millennium-long trip. First stop, the initial moments and hours after life leaves the body. This isn't the end, but the start of an incredible process honed by nature over millions of years. Picture this. The heart stops. Breath ceases. First, there's autolysis, or self-digestion. Deprived of oxygen, cells break down using their own enzymes. The body may seem dead, but invisible activity is surging within. Skin color changes, muscles relax, then rigor mortis sets in. This temporary stiffness can last a few days. Next, nature's microscopic but mighty allies step in. Bacteria. Billions living in our gut and on our skin start multiplying, feeding on dead tissue. This is putrefaction, or decay. It releases gases causing bloating and that telltale odor. Soon, larger helpers arrive. Insects. Flies drawn to the smell lay eggs that hatch into maggots. They are recycling experts, rapidly processing soft tissues. Within weeks or months, depending on the environment, most muscles, organs, and skin vanish. Only a shadow of our former self remains, but this is only the beginning. We move on to decades, then centuries. Did you know what happens to the body after soft tissues are gone, leaving only bones? And how the environment continues its silent work, shaping their future for 1,000 years? Soft tissues are gone, leaving a skeleton, a silent witness to decades. But bones aren't static. Their 1,000-year journey is just starting, completely dependent on their surroundings. Consider bones in acidic soil, like peat bogs. The aggressive environment slowly dissolves minerals, making them brittle or destroying them completely. In alkaline, limestone soil, bones survive remarkably well, undergoing mineralization, the first step towards fossilization. Water is a powerful but unpredictable factor. In oxygen-free conditions, deep water swamps, bones can last a long time. Sometimes, saponification occurs. Body fats turn into adipocere, preserving the soft tissue outline for centuries. However, in dynamic aquatic environments, bones often break down, losing minerals. In dry, arid conditions, deserts, bones preserve perfectly. The lack of moisture and microorganisms minimizes decomposition. Wind and sand simply polish their surface. For hundreds of years, bones exchange substances with the environment, absorbing or losing minerals. This slow dance of destruction and preservation prepares them for the 1,000-year mark. Few can tell you in such detail precisely what awaits human remains after a millennium. From windswept deserts to silent ocean depths. Now the 1,000-year mark. What exactly remains of a human body after 10 centuries? The answer depends entirely on the environment where it rested. In dry deserts, with almost no moisture or microorganisms, the body may naturally mummify. Bones remain surprisingly intact. Sometimes, even fragments of skin and hair survive. This allows archaeologists 1,000 years later to study the features of people long gone. Not science fiction, but proven reality. A different fate awaits remains in wet swamps and peat bogs. Here, in low oxygen, high acidity conditions, bones often dissolve. However, soft tissues, through unique chemical processes, can turn into something like leather. The bog body phenomenon proves this. Thousands of years later, we find almost intact bodies with preserved facial features and clothing, but without a skeleton. And what about the deep ocean? In its cold, dark, and oxygen-free depths, decomposition slows dramatically. Bones can remain untouched for centuries until marine organisms begin to break them down. But if the body is quickly covered by sediment, it can survive as a skeleton for much longer. Each location tells its own unique post-mortem story. History knows of cases where no trace of a person remained after a millennium, and sometimes almost untouched remains. What are these invisible forces, these keepers and destroyers, that decide the fate of our bodies over the centuries? So, what are the main keepers or destroyers of human remains after 1,000 years? Soil composition is critical. The acidic environment of peat bogs dissolves bones, leaving no trace. Alkaline soils, on the other hand, promote their preservation and mineralization, turning the skeleton into stone. Moisture level is also key. In dry conditions, deserts, the body mummifies. Moist but oxygen-free environments, bogs, can preserve the outline of the body through adipocere, but often destroy the bones. Temperature is a powerful regulator. Cold slows decomposition, preserving bodies in permafrost for millennia. Heat, on the other hand, accelerates the work of microorganisms and chemical reactions. Microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, and animals, insects, scavengers, are the main biological destroyers. They actively process organic matter, accelerating the disappearance of soft tissues and damaging bones. Finally, geological processes. Earth movements can bury remains, protecting them or expose them to erosion. Wind, water, and seismic activity can move and destroy bones. All these forces, working together, determine the ultimate fate of the body after 1,000 years. Even after 1,000 years, minimal remains can hold incredible data, allowing future scientists to recreate entire life stories. What message from the past will archaeologists and anthropologists decipher? So what will descendants learn by discovering our 1,000-year-old remains? For future archaeologists, anthropologists, and geneticists, even the smallest fragments of the body will become an invaluable window to the past, a source of incredible data. DNA is the key to history. Even severely degraded DNA extracted from bones or teeth can tell us a lot. It will allow us to determine the genetic origin of a person, their ancestors, migration routes of populations, and also identify ancient diseases and even dietary habits. It's like reading a 1,000-year-old genetic code, revealing the secrets of evolution and health. The skeleton is a book of life. Bones themselves are a true chronicle. Experts will determine sex and approximate age at death. Traces of injuries, healed fractures, or chronic diseases such as arthritis will tell of life's hardships and physical activity. Analysis of the isotopic composition of bones can reveal a person's diet, what they ate, where they got food, and perhaps even where they spent the last years of their life. Context and artifacts. But it's not just the body that speaks. The burial environment, the type of burial, the objects found nearby, jewelry, tools, remnants of clothing, all form a complete picture. These artifacts, together with the remains, help to reconstruct social structures, cultural customs, religious beliefs, and the technological level of the society to which the person belonged. The body, after centuries, continues to be a message from the past. Our journey through a millennium has ended, but the mysteries of time and existence continue to stir minds. If you enjoy diving into the secrets of the past, present, and future, subscribe to Mysteries of the Spirit and like this video to not miss new fascinating discoveries.